Today I'm going to explain to you how you can get over the struggles of guessing what content to post that makes people want to buy from you and feeling like you've synced too many hours for a random algorithm that returns you little success. I'm going to tell you the exact content pillars and strategy that has generated my client multiple 5 figures, millions of views while actually enjoying his life as a fitness coach. This is the exact content method that my client Miles has implemented into his business that has brought him from making 1 to 2k a month just 5 months ago to making 35k a month alone in the month of Feb. And I'm going to show you guys how you can do just that by covering how you can build a content engine as a fitness coach that doesn't feel tedious, how you can have viral videos that are within your core messaging, who are also your dream followers, all while you can be authentically yourself and making content that is attracting people who genuinely wants to buy from you. But most importantly, I want to help you build a coaching business that lasts you a lifetime. I've broken down this video in 4 parts. Why your content isn't working, we'll understand what your audience actually needs before buying from you. We'll talk about the 5 content pillars, and at the end, I'll show you actual examples from Miles and explain why they work. We have to first understand why your content isn't working in the first place. What a lot of you coaches do right now is you guys either post every day with no structure, so you don't have a proper conversion system going on and nobody's buying into your coaching, or you're inconsistent with your posting schedule because you lack the structure. Again, when it comes to fitness coaches, it's always filled with people who are just doing talking heads and B-roll clips and B-roll text on their page, and it's repeated and repeated over and over again. And coaches that does that, they hit post, and I can tell you for a fact that they do not have any ounce of hope that video is going to go viral and reach the people that he wants to reach. He's only praying for some reason that video is going to blow up and bring a ton of qualified people into his page, and that's the exact cycle that you go through and you wonder why nothing is growing on your page. Now, the actual problem that I'm seeing is first 2 things. You have no clarity on who you're speaking to, right? Your ICP and your dream followers. I'm sure you guys know what an ICP is, but when it comes to a dream follower, it is more top of funnel based, meaning to say the topics that you talk about are broader in a sense because you're trying to capture more people, you're trying to get your fans. The best way to describe it is they are your fans. There are people who like, know and trust you. There are people who resonate with you and your stories and what you're about. And you need to have clarity on what are the topics that will bring in those dream followers to your page. Now, secondly is you have no clarity on what you want to make them feel. Because fitness coaching is a very relationship heavy service business. Right? You have to be able to invoke emotions in people and just get them to want to take action for their health, because it is not as big of a need in a lot of people's lives as compared to money. It doesn't mean that they don't struggle with fitness and how it affects everything else in their life, but it is your job as a fitness coach. Bring forth fitness as the priority for them to get over all of the other problems in their life. I'll give an example. If they have a money issue, they don't make a lot of money at their job, you have to bring out the fact that, okay, the reason why you probably don't make a lot of money is because your boss doesn't respect you, your colleagues doesn't respect you, they don't talk good about you, right? Because you're not in shape, because you don't carry that respect it already when you show up in a room. So it's all about positioning, right? It's all about how you position and how you convey to your audience how important fitness is, and that way you can get them to buy into your coaching. But on a side tangent, that's something I'll talk about in another video. The other problem you do is you are only using 1 or 2 content pillars that I'll talk about later, and that results in your content feeling flat. Hey, people are so used to the talking head videos where you are trying to share about something, just anything about your life, and people are also sick of the whole trying to give tips and tricks to people, trying to be the educator, right? Trying to force information down their throat. People are sick of that. We need to stop positioning your fitness page as a information dump where people can just come in, take the advice, take the tips and tricks, do whatever they want with it, right? That is not going to change someone's life. They are not going to know how to implement and actually consistently execute on those tips and tricks that you gave to actually change their life. So at that point of time, you are basically a Wikipedia. You lack the essence, you lack the connection with your audience, and that's why nobody would book a call with you and actually buy into your coaching. In order for us to solve this, we have to first understand that your audience has 2 brains that are constantly making the decisions in their life. Logical brain is thoughts like, oh, is this person trustworthy? Is his advice actually valuable? Does he actually know what he's talking about and being able to solve my problems, right? And the second one is your emotional brain. Emotional brain, it's more of how much do I like him as a person? Can I see him resonating with my problems? Can I see him actually being in my corner to help me get towards my goals? Right, those are the things that you need to constantly attack on your page for them to buy and for them to be converted into clients. And a lot of the coaches that are scaling past you right now, they are speaking to both of this brain in many different ways. Okay, there's so much depth, the things that you can talk about to tackle these two sides of the brains. So the simplest method that I found is using what I call the 5 pillars of content. And this is to help you streamline and strategize your content so that each pillar does a specific job in moving someone from a stranger to a paying client. So what these 5 pillars are, real quick: educational, documentation, your motivational, your belief shifting, and your personality. When it comes to the educational pillar, we are in 2026 already. Okay, people are so used to and sick of the tips and tricks video and the advice that you're pushing down to them. What educational pillar really is nowadays is being able to compact and give a quick value in your short form videos, or you can give an insight, a very insightful take on an aspect of fitness that they don't have the perspective on really. So it's always going to be either training or nutrition breakdowns, right? That's the most common ones. And I'll show you some examples here. You can talk about your ab workouts. You can show them a quick ab workout without the gym, right? It's a training tip that you can give people and let them implement into it within like 24 hours. So that's a quick value that you can giving people. You can show your coaching course. You can show the behind the scenes of how you as a coach, how are you conveying and how are you teaching and guiding your clients along. So for him, the 10K steps trap. It's kind of a controversial take, right? People are thinking the 10K steps. He's positioning that in his advantage. Some other examples are ranking different diet methods, reacting to an already viral format. Right? I'm sure you guys have seen so many of these diet videos of trying high protein recipes out, reacting to it, and not just reacting, but actually going through the whole process, right? Showing the behind the scenes, actual process of what it really takes to make a food like this, make a recipe like this, and then for him to give his opinion afterwards and telling people and advising people if they should try it or not, right? Giving a rating. Now another one can be a simple, how much does it cost for a week's worth of groceries? Again, it's all an insight. It's an insight to fitness as a whole, right? If someone were to want to start meal prepping, they do not know how much does it really cost, right? And they are not going to commit to it if they have uncertainty around certain things. So by you just sharing how much you spend on your week's worth of groceries and kind of sharing a little bit more of like why you buy certain things or how cost efficient it is, it's going to let people into your journey, and people are going to trust you a lot more because they can see that you know your stuff and there's a reason behind why you do certain things. Now what you want to stop doing is posting content like, here's how to build your chest, here's the best way to lose belly fat. There's this thing called consumer fatigue, okay? And we are not in the COVID period anymore, and it's 2024 and 2025 is over. You're posting what everyone else is posting. It will feel like you're a commodity. You'll be seen as a basic coach, and that is not valuable. A basic coach isn't valuable because you're blending in, right? You're blending into your surrounding, to your environment, and you're not standing out at all. So why would people choose you? If you were to only do educational content alone, that is what would happen. Not to say you don't do this at all. We still want to have educational content to show people that you are the authority here, that you understand what you're talking about, and you actually help them on the logical end. So this gives people a quick reason to follow and implement, but that's only getting them through the door. And this helps with the logical brain, right? This attacks a lot of the logical brain that your audience will have. Now, the second pillar, the documentation. What this really means is just sharing your current life, your journey, your physique, showing what you're going through in your day-to-day life and the things that you are maybe preparing for. You can talk about either your past or your current struggles, give an insight to it. Or another way is go try new experiences. This is such an underrated, and it takes more effort, yes, but it's gonna bring you so much more traction to your page, because who doesn't like to follow along a journey with someone like trying a new thing? Okay, new experiences. It can be on the extreme end where you are trying a half marathon or marathon. You can be doing high rocks training, you can be joining a bodybuilding show, or it can be as simple as just you're starting a 7-day diet or 14-day diet challenge, or you're trying out 3,000 calories for a week. So all of this is just bringing your audience along with your journey and showing them more behind the scenes of how fitness truly is on a day-to-day basis. Showing them a perspective of how they should approach fitness, or how it really looks like when someone is trying to get in shape. So why this works is because people don't follow you for just your information, right? They want to resonate with your story. They want to be able to see your struggles and see themselves in you, right? They just want to be on a journey with you because it's fun, right? It's engaging with them. So this builds a lot of connection and trust with your audience, and it turns them into buyers eventually. So this helps with both the logical and emotional side of the brain. Now the third pillar, which is the motivational pillar. Again, when it comes to fitness, you have to understand people need to have a really strong reason and a push for them to go and take action. And depending on who your target audience is, unless you are targeting really obese men who it feels like a life and death situation, a lot of times your target audience will be people who are just having an average physique, people that are unhappy with where they are and they know they can do better. You have to be a lot more intentional with your content because these people doesn't feel like it's a life or death situation. Where they don't feel like their life would change that drastically, or like they can be comfortable with where they are right now and still be able to live. And that's why it's so important for you to be able to inspire them to go and take action. Show them what it's like on the other side of them being in the shape and being the dream person that they want to be. You don't have to be a jacked bodybuilder, okay? You just have to be a few steps ahead of them. Show them that you have been through it yourself, right? Give them that 2 a.m. motivation to want to hit the gym or want to work out and want to change themselves. The best performing reels for this is, of course, your B-roll transformation, right? With the right music. This is the most important part. Motivational, you're trying to attack their emotional side of the brain. You're trying to get them to feel something towards themselves and be able to credit you for the reason that they are trying to improve themselves. What this means is you want to show your transformation, okay? If you don't have a sick transformation, it's okay. You can just share about your struggle, share about the mental aspects of how your life changed when you were to get in shape. So let me show you an example of this guy here. And before I show you the video, I want you to put yourself in your ICP. I don't know whoever your ICP is and their struggles. I want you to close your eyes for the next 10 to 15 seconds. Really think about their struggles, think about the pain that they are in and the desires that they want to have to change their lives, okay? After you have a clear image and you have a clear feeling, I want you to watch a video so you can feel a lot more on how this kind of videos will actually affect and give and motivate people to take action. So, do you feel the emotions? Like the music choice you use has to be really intentional, right? And it makes people believe that change is possible, because if they don't believe it's possible, they would not take action. You need belief in order to drive action. So, share more about your transformation, right? Use pictures of your past, and whenever you take a physique photo and you're always improving and improving, just use that, man. You can recycle this all the time, and you just need that few old pictures of yourself that you can use as a reference point for people. Now, moving on to the fourth pillar, right? Belief shifting. What belief shifting generally is either trying to eliminate excuses that people have, or you're trying to, again, inspire people to change and go and take action. Most people aren't stuck because they don't know what to do. It's actually the opposite. They know what to do, but they're just not doing it because it's always a mindset thing that's holding them. And the biggest reason why you want to post belief shifting content, which honestly is mainly talking head videos, is you want to get them to think more like you as a person. Because when you can get your audience to think more like you, it's easier for them to trust you. It's easier for them to imagine what their life would be like if they were to get physics similar to you. And it's way easier for you to close people on calls also, because they just resonate and like you so much as a person. So some examples of this is talk about more serious topics, talk about more mindset based topics that can kind of intrude their mind, right? Really get into their minds. Your feelings are killing your progress. You're not behind. This is more giving them the motivation that they can still go and take their fitness seriously. You only have to do it once. Him sharing his perspective on how you just have to get in shape once and it's a lot easier now to maintain. Right? The music you listen dictates how your life feels. He's giving a very unique take on it and talking about how the things that you consume, the habits that you have is what's going to shape you. Common reframes that you can even try for yourself is talking about how people who thinks they need 2 hours in the gym, right? They don't. They just need a 45 minutes proper workout plan. Or talking about how the cost of staying out of shape is higher than the cost of coaching or the cost of whatever situation that they are in, right? You want to make people really think and go through their own thought process and be uncomfortable with their current situation, right? This also drives them to take action and covers both of the logical and emotional side of the brain. Now the last pillar, pillar 5, right? The personality pillar. This is where you can have more fun and more authenticity just in general in your content. You want to be the only option and the standout option in your audience's eyes. What this is share about your humor, your takes on certain events around the world, your quirks, right? What you like, what you enjoy, the team, the sports that you enjoy, the teams that you support. All of these little things is what makes people choose you over someone else with, let's say, the same exact credentials as you. You also want to be really insightful too, right? Give more insights onto your life and just yourself as a person and your perspective on life. The coach who is brutally honest and authentic to himself is going to create really sustainable personal brand, which in turn is going to be a rock solid fitness coaching business too, right? Whatever makes you different, I want you to lean into it, right? Really go and think about what you like to talk about on a day-to-day basis and write it all down so that you have a clearer idea on what is it that you can talk about on your page. Authenticity is the best asset you can have in 2026. This will make you irreplaceable, it will make you a standout option, and no one else can copy who you actually are. And this is how people fully resonate and trust into you as a person and trust into you as a coach. When you use all of these 5 pillars together, your content each does different jobs, right? That's when it starts working. That's when your content doesn't just bring in the right people, bring the ICP and the dream followers on your page, and bring a lot of them even. Now you also have content that converts them to shift them into the way you think and the excuses that they have that you address. This is where you can actually book calls. This is where your content is actually facilitating you in bringing people from a cold state, right, from when they just follow your page, into wanting to book calls with you to get help. This is the exact system that I've used and helped one of my clients, Miles, build an ecosystem in his content. So let me show you some examples from Miles. When we started around 5 months ago, back in October, late October, he only had 22k followers, and I remember this really clearly. He was posting a lot of influencer style content. He was really posting, educational stuff and a little bit of personality, right? Trying to be an influencer. The problem is nobody trusts him. Nobody really resonates with him as a coach and see him as an authority. By us having a proper content plan, right? For example, pillar 1, educational. He was sharing to people on how to warm up properly before a run, right? The perfect for the hybrid split. So he's trying to transition people and get people more into the running aspects. Sharing to people how to get that dream hybrid physique in X amount of months. So these very quick, valuable and insightful things that people can take for their own within 24 hours. Pillar 2, right, documentation. Miles does this really well, right, after we talked about it. He shares his current life almost 24/7. He's really great at just sharing on his page, him with his homies, joining a marathon run, the aftermath of it. He'll even post on his stories, and I think you guys should all do it on what you did throughout your day. Like what are the things or what are the foods that you ate, your gym, your actual workout session, what did it look like, right? Post all that, just share with your audience more about your behind the scenes life. And he does a bit more where it's just him vlogging, just making more cinematic. Go and have fun with this, right? Have fun with this and just inspire people to go and take action themselves. And that leads me to pillar 3, which is motivational. Again, same thing. I want you to imagine, at least for our ICP here, it's people that are just feeling very average, people that have never got into running but are actually interested in running, and people that want to be able to have that hybrid lifestyle, have that training regimen where it's fun, right? They get to run and live at the same time and get into a peak physique. So let me show you these 2 reels, and I want you to open your ears up for the music choice and the feelings that you feel when you watch the reel. Notice how simple it is. It does not have to be complicated, doesn't have to be a long B-roll, okay? It's the music choice that he used and being intentional with even the text he has on the screen and the pictures he used. So this will inspire a lot of belief in people, and that's how we just got a lot of comments of people saying, I'm gonna go get after it after this. People are interested now in trying to go transition into the hybrid training. So this is very important, okay? For you guys, it's also to inspire people to get in shape, right? In general, just get in shape so that they can feel better about themselves and feel more confident in their lives. Now, pillar 4, belief shifting. You want to eliminate excuse, right? I think what Miles does really well is being able to cut all the bullshit from people, right? And also giving an insight on why you want to approach fitness a certain way so that you can just stick to it and be consistent with it. So for example, it's deeper than you. He talks about how you have to find a reason that is not just the vanity aspects of fitness, right? The benefits of fitness. You have to really dig deep into yourself and reflect on what is it that you get out of fitness. He talks about how you should stop idolizing people on social media. He talks about how becoming obsessed with today and not the goal is how you're going to win, right? Just take it day by day and you'll get there eventually. He shares about his faith with God and talks about how the gym can genuinely change your life. So all of this is again trying to get people to think like him, and when he's able to do that and people change or people take action because of it, now they are going to credit Miles for being the coach and the person who inspires them. And when they do need help, they need more specific help with their fitness journey, they are going to come to us for coaching, right? So this is very important. This is a pillar that you can always rely on, and it helps you so much with the conversion aspects. Now, pillar 5, your personality. Again, he's a very funny individual. He's always been a goofy guy. And there's also another aspect where it can be unique things that you do. So it's a full reset day. So one day out of the week, he's not gonna do like anything. He's not gonna do much. He's gonna just focus on cleaning up his environment, cleaning up his car, his house. And that's because he believes that a clean environment is a good place for him to be able to think and actually take action. And he shares that with people, right? He shares that with people, and people are going to try it. People are now, okay, this person is pretty cool. He has a full reset day. Maybe I should try that. And again, I'm sure you guys have seen the whole using AI to make people more jacked. He just leans into it. He actually posted this on his main feed. So you can tell he's not afraid to just show himself, right? And that's what you guys need, man. Like, find things funny, just share it to people, okay? Especially if it comes and it pertains to fitness, right? That's where you want to share it, because I'm sure there's going to be people in your audience who find the same things funny or find it very similar humor as you, and they'll resonate with you because of that. Right? You can talk about your morning routine as a online fitness coach yourself. For example, he likes to jam out on a few music and dance. If you like to dance, share about it, right? Show yourself dancing. If you're a more serious person, maybe for example you like to do 100 push-ups every morning, share about it. Just share about things that are uniquely you, things that you are doing. So because of these 5 pillars, because we have a proper content strategy and we tailor a lot of the ideas to each of these pillars and make sure that we are targeting the sides of the brain, this is the results that we got. Just 5 months ago, back when Miles was in debt, he was barely making 1 or 2K a month, and we managed to turn his fitness coaching business. We managed to scale him all the way up to 35K a month, and he's also able to buy his dream Corvette car. I'm super proud of him, right? This is one of my biggest accomplishments in the online space, and I'm always trying to just get better and better each time to help more fitness coaches out and turn their fitness into an actual living, into an actual business, right? Right, these are some of the results, and I document everything on my page, right? We had a 6.5K week. We had a reel that we specifically cooked up on, and it blew up. It got us a lot of qualified calls and qualified leads in general into our page, and we managed to convert them down the line. So this was a huge turning point for us, and we managed to do it by identifying the outliers and doubling down on it. But this is a topic for another video. We even had days where we are making 6K, right? 6K days, another 6K day here, 5K day here. What I've done for Miles is exactly what I aim to do for a lot of you other fitness coaches too. Now he gets to be able to focus on his own fitness, right? Whatever that is for you. For him, it was doing his marathon prep, right? He doesn't have to worry about the book calls coming in. He doesn't have to worry too much about content. Right? He has a structure. He knows what to do exactly, and be able to stand out from everybody else and just attract all of the dream people that he loves to work with. The biggest stress of his life, which is most of the time financials, right? He can just focus on only making content and helping clients get in the best shape of their lives. I know for a fact that majority, if not more, all of you fitness coaches, that's all you want to do, man. You just want to make content, bring the people that you want to work with, and actually get them to pay you so that you can help them get to their goals, help them get in shape. With me working with Miles, I even handle his sales team, and we managed to book in even 23 calls in the span of a week. And all this comes down to structure. All this comes down to having content as your foundation. Lead generation is how you bring leads into your page. Him being in depth to making 35K a month through fitness coaching. So if you want to watch it, I linked it down below. Now, you can either try to do all of this yourself. Again, that's what I want you to do. I would highly encourage you to go and try and do this yourself. Go and plug and play your ideas into each of these pillars and try to be consistent with it. Try to find a flow and a structure and a routine into your content so that there's a proper content engine going on. You can watch this video, take notes, and figure out how to apply it into your own content. Maybe you'll get there eventually. Maybe you'll reach your 5 figures per month dream. Someone who knows the right questions to ask, knows what to focus on based on where your business actually is, and can give you personalized feedback and direction instead of just generic frameworks. If that sounds like something you need, there's a link below to book in a call with me. I'll audit your content and figure out what are the exact bottlenecks that is holding your business back, what is missing, and build you a system that works for your specific situation and your specific audience. Alright, peace.